I'm Pam Masters, and I'm a collaborative family law attorney, which is to say I'm a settlement specialist, and I guide couples through the difficult journey of divorce without court involvement. Today I'm going to talk about 12 tips for taking care of yourself during a divorce. Number 1, ask for help. Join a divorce support group or find a compassionate therapist and talk about what happened in your marriage. Even if therapy isn't your thing, call a friend who understands what you're going through and try to break down your thoughts and feelings. Hearing yourself explain your emotions can help make you feel a little more at ease with the turmoil. Number 2, if you're going to wallow constructively. It's okay to mourn the positive aspects of your marriage. In fact, it's healthy to acknowledge them. This is a loss and a grief journey. Trust me, it may feel better in the moment to bury your feelings and act as though everything is fine, but denial generally isn't the best road to take when trying to get to a place of good emotional health. Set aside time each day, and then when thoughts crop up at other times of the day, remind yourself that you've set aside time later to think about that. Moving on is definitely a process that comes with a few emotional stages. Deciding to ignore them now may delay your recovery time. If something you see or hear reminds you of your ex, it may make you really sad, and that's okay. Feel your feelings rather than pretend they aren't there. Sometimes a good cry is all you need, and I promise the feelings will move right through you very quickly. Number 3, focus on the positive. Keep in mind that you paralyze yourself by focusing on the things you don't have and can't do. When you feel yourself nearing a negative place, pause, take a step back. Remind yourself about all of the good things you have in your life. You can even make a list and look at it whenever you're feeling less than grateful. You can have a little gratitude practice every day and list 3 things that you're grateful for. Number 4, forgive yourself. The courage it takes to look at your core issues will convince you that you're a courageous, constantly growing human being who deserves affection, respect, and esteem. It's easy to look at divorce as a failure, but just because the marriage didn't work out doesn't mean you're the one to blame. It doesn't mean that you have a problem. Try to zoom out, look at the marriage as a whole, and you'll notice a few things, big and small, that will prove that it wasn't going to work out no matter what you did or didn't do. It takes 2. Number 5, take care of number 1. If you're not taking care of yourself, you're not going to be able to take care of anyone else. If you've ever seen a romantic comedy, you might think that the easiest way to move on is to find someone new. In some cases that works, but it's generally not a good idea to move on to a different partner too fast. It may set you back more than you realize. And yes, I'm a big believer in the saying you have to love yourself before you can love someone else. Make love of yourself perfect. There's no rush to jump into a new relationship. Give yourself some time to heal before trying to meet someone new. Number 6, build on your little victories. You will have them, even in the darkest times. It might sound a little silly, but shooting for one little thing each day that can prove you're making progress in a particular area of your life can be very helpful. For example, read a chapter of a book you've been meaning to read for years but haven't gotten around to yet. Or pick a delicious recipe and cook something you love every day. The littlest thing can make the biggest difference in difficult times because accomplishing something you set out to do feels pretty good. So give it a try. Number 7, don't drag the kids into the drama. Boy, I say this all the time in so many of my videos, in so many contexts. For better or worse, divorce totally changes your kids' lives without their consent. So for their sake, try to keep things civil with your ex. Even if your ex cheated on you, bad-mouthing him to your children will not do any good, and in fact, will do harm. It will damage their relationship with you, not him. Kids are really perceptive. They know what's going on. If they're old enough, try explaining what's going on, age appropriately, rather than keeping them in total and complete darkness. Number 8, prepare for your friends to take sides. This is a hard one. Kids aren't the only party affected by divorce. Chances are you and your ex shared friends, and some of these friends may take sides. It will definitely hurt watching people you thought were your friends side with the person who may have wronged you, but it happens all the time. You may have been in the situation of the friend before, so maybe you can understand. Just remember, your actual friends are the ones who are there for you no matter what. The people who stick around are the ones who will support you and stay by your side no matter what. Number 9, make your free time count. This is kind of like, making love of yourself perfect. Was your ex holding you back from accomplishing your dreams and aspirations? Well, no excuse now. Now's the time to check off the items on your bucket list. Whether you've always wanted to get your real estate license, start a business, start a YouTube channel, take that trip you always wanted to take but your spouse didn't want to. Nothing right now is stopping you from living the life you've always wanted right now. Number 10, look for the silver linings. Oh, sometimes it's so hard, but they're there. If you always felt a little guilty going out to dinner with your friends while your husband had to work or your wife had to work, you officially don't have to worry about that anymore. There are probably a few other things you couldn't or wouldn't want to do that are now fully available to you. There's no reason for you not to live the life now that you've always wanted to live. Number 11, this is my favorite, break a sweat. Believe it or not, exercise can do wonders for blocked emotional channels. Oh boy, do I know that. Exercise triggers good feelings. So does getting and achieving goals. With all you're going through, you deserve to feel good. A fitness regimen or a new goal, such as a half marathon, will boost your mood and increase your self-esteem. Or maybe your goal is just to take a 2-mile walk or a walk to the end of the block without bursting into tears. You can do it. Just start. Try going for a walk a few times a week. Each time you start, set a goal that you want to reach. Push a little bit farther. It will just make you feel so good about yourself. Being able to show yourself how strong you can be and accomplish a goal will make you feel amazing. And last but not least at all, don't neglect your relationships. When you're feeling low and empty, putting on an outfit and makeup and being social may sound like the last thing you want to do. But try to force yourself to stay involved with the people you love. Keeping busy helps more than you'd think. Being around other people helps you get out of your own head and offers you a little bit of a break from the emotional abuse you may be forcing on yourself, from the constant rhetoric, from the perseveration on various thoughts and worries. Get out, get around other people. Sometimes it's so hard, it's counterintuitive, but if you make that effort, you'll be so glad you did. As always, I'm happy to talk with you about any of this personally. I can be reached at pam@masterscdc.com or by calling 386-271-8044.